What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. We are here for another episode of my F1 22 My Team career. Now it's been a while since we've done an episode of this career series because I've just taken a slight break from YouTube for my own personal reasons, so hope you guys can understand that. I'm not sure how much content will be going out in the next few weeks, but I'm going to try my best to get as much career mode content done for you guys as possible. And as you can see, it's quite different, the car on your screen, because if anyone read my community post the other day, about 3-4 days ago from when this video is going out, I've decided we're doing an Andretti takeover on the career mode. So instead of doing my own team, Nekrews Racing, I thought I'd spice it up a little bit and do an Andretti takeover. Now obviously this will remain exactly the same, so what all the points, all the stuff that we've done so far, exactly the same, just a different team name, new car, new suits, everything brand new. And then here's your first look on board of the new Andretti Autosport car that we'll be driving with our teammate Oscar Piastri. So I done this just out of I just feel like I need a big change. A lot of people do get fed up with like my team career stuff, and I thought, what the hell, we'll just have a big change and we'll try something different. So obviously the rumour is that Andretti, the rumour is in the paddock right now that Andretti is planning on to join F1 in a few years time. So why not get a first preview, and we'll have our own team called Andretti Autosport, and we'll have Andretti into the game. So instead of having my team called Nekrews Racing, let's have Andretti. So yeah, that's what we're doing, and we're starting here at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Now coming into this weekend, I didn't have too much hope for our car, because I feel like Azerbaijan could be not the greatest of circuits just for how our car is. And as you can see with the results that we've had there, currently Oscar's P18 and I'm P19, and I was questioning if I should just go out for this next run because we're about half a second off our teammate, so I was quite questioning if we should back off, and it doesn't really matter anyway because Seb's decided to do that for us, and it's a bit chaotic here. Verstappen's had to stop, and Norris is now coming round. There he is there, and he's going to crash into the back of Verstappen. We're going to have to look at a replay of that. I do not know what Seb was doing at all there. Seb's lost his wing and we've got a bit of damage to our wing. We had to reverse back and get out of the road of the cars coming towards us because, as you can see there, a lot of drivers' laps have now been ruined. Most of the pack here not getting a lap in at all. But that's just going to finish our qualifying session. Probably one of the worst we've had of the season so far, so not a good start for Andretti. And I did see there Max Verstappen has now got a penalty as well for the collision with Lando Norris, and I'm questioning where the penalty is for Vettel for taking us round, and apparently he doesn't have any, which is, I don't know how, to be honest, but it is what it is. And as you can see here with us going through the grid, Max Verstappen is actually 19th on the grid there, and we've actually gained a few positions. We've moved up due to some drivers getting penalties, and Guan Yu Zhou and Fernando Alonso was one of the drivers in the qualifying session that didn't actually set a time because I think they crashed out earlier on in the session, and I forgot to mention that. But that doesn't matter now. We're on to the race, and as you can see with the weather prediction, it does look like we've got a lot of rain coming near the end of the race, and we've decided to gamble for the soft tyres because we're going to try to do a long one-stopper in this Grand Prix. I forgot to turn the formation lap on, but that does not matter because the race is now underway here, and it's been a pretty poor start from all of us at the back there. The mid-parts kind of left us for dead, but they've all slowed down at the first corner because they're all getting bunched up side by side with Stroll. It's 3 wide with Oscar as well there. He's managed to get the traction round outside of Stroll. He's made the move. We're now making a move on Stroll and our teammate Oscar Piastri. It's side by side there with us and Pierre Gasly. We've managed to get past our teammate and Lance Stroll, and now we're ahead of Gasly. It's side by side. Oscar's now getting the slipstream. We come across to defend from him. Stroll's in the slipstream. Gasly comes across to defend aggressively. We've sent a monumental dive down the inside, and we've nearly hit the back of Vettel there. We've actually made the move. That's actually quite incredible. I need to take a replay of that. So as you can see, Gasly defends last second, and we honestly, I think we just touched the back of Vettel's wheel. Yes, we did. Look, the slightest of touches there, and I don't know how we didn't fully go into the back of Vettel and lose our wing. And talking about Vettel, we're now down the inside of Vettel here, and there's actually a bit of contact between the two cars. I'm not sure if Vettel got any damage to his wing, but on the opening lap of this race, we've got to try and take advantage of the tyres we have, obviously, because we are going a long way in this race. And here's another position for us as well, because Magnussen is coming into the pits with clear wing damage. And if you're wondering as well, Vettel did come into the pits at the end of that lap as well. He did get some wing damage from us. And now we skip on to lap 4. Pierre Gasly is now going past us here. We tried to fight back, but there's no point in fighting the AlphaTauri back. We might get a bit of a slipstream here, but we've kind of screwed up our exit there, and we probably won't get a good enough run to get him back. But at this stage of the race, you know, we don't have the best pace in the car, so we just have to try and take every position we get. And as I say that, we're now overtaking Gasly once again. We've hit round his outside. technically the last corner before we hit this long straight, and that is because our car works very well in the second sector, but it's just painful. It's the first and third sector. We just struggle so much on the straights. As you can see with Gasly there, he's left us for dead. 2 tenths ahead of us already, and we tried our best to keep ahead, and we did keep up with them actually for not a good amount of laps, and we were quite consistent with our pace. But it's just when it comes to sector 1 and 3 is when we fall back. So we need to work on our power unit a lot more, and to be fair, it is the game as well, because the AI are ridiculously quick in the straights no matter what, how good your power unit is. And there's Max Verstappen now passing us there, so he's coming from the back. He's took his time to get through us here, and he went a little bit wide, and we thought about trying to get past him again, and we thought twice about that. And as we skip on to the end of lap 6, here comes Nicholas Latifi. He's now trying to get past us here into the first corner. We managed to defend well and keep our position against the Canadian driver, and he's got Fernando Alonso ahead of him as well. They two are going wheel to wheel. And now as we skip on a few laps later to lap 8, we're now coming into the pits to make our one and only pit stop of the Grand Prix. I did think about what tyres were going on, and we've actually had a pit stop problem there, costing us a few seconds in the stop. Vettel's now ahead of us, but he's on the softs, so he's clearly going to pit again. And here's the replay of our pit stop here. I think it's the rear right. Yes, it is. The rear right there, just going on very slowly. And that cost us a few seconds, so that could be quite crucial later in the Grand Prix. Now we're skipping on to lap 12 here, where most of the other drivers were closer to make their pit stop, and they're on the hard tyres. Now I do know the wear here is actually quite good, so that's why I did gamble for the mediums, and if the weather is coming very soon, then we should be doing alright for wear. And there goes Fernando Alonso past us there for P14. We kind of lifted off slightly just to get him ahead of the DRS detection point before us, so we could get the DRS down here. And we're actually going to try and fight him back here. We're slowly gaining on him. We're at 340 kph, and with a slow-mo shot going into turn 1, it's now going to go live, and there we go, round the outside of Fernando Alonso we go, regaining P14 in this Grand Prix. And as we skip on to lap 14, there is Yuki Tsunoda. He is now out of the Grand Prix with a mechanical problem, so we're now put up to P13 in this race. Still not enough for points, and we've been demoted once again down to P14 because Fernando Alonso has now passed us coming to the end of this lap, and we just can't do nothing about it. The AI are just too quick for us, well, Alpine is especially. There you go, there's the Haas as well going past us. We're trying to fight him back, get into the slipstream. The Haas is very quick in a straight line. Can we get the position back from Schumacher? Yes, we can. Back up into P14 we go, and Fernando Alonso is now slightly starting to drop us there. We're trying to stay in the DRS off the Alpine, but we just can't do nothing about it. Never try to block the toe from Schumacher. We don't want to use too much of our airs because it's crucial to have a lot of airs at this track. Because of that, Schumacher is well and truly past us at the end of the straight here. We slot in behind the Haas, and that's us down to P15. And here comes Latifi once again. We slowed down before the detection point to get the DRS onto the next straight. I'm not sure if it'll be enough though. We should have enough power in our engine to get through, but the only problem we've got here is Magnussen is very close to us, so we could get 3 wide at the end of the straight. On board with Latifi here, I was right. Magnussen goes for it. We're going to the outside, and that was a very risky move we made there, and somehow no contact was made whatsoever. And the rain now, as we skim onto lap 17, Latifi's now making a move. The rain is now starting to come down here, so we did well on our gamble with the mediums, but to be fair, we're slow anyway, and there's the first mistake there with the weather. Latifi has went a little bit wide, and we're now back up to P15, but again, we're fighting in positions where, you know, it is realistic for us and where our car performance is right now, but, you know, it's not really been a crazy race, and I was hoping with the rain coming down and stuff, we might end up with, like, a few crashes, safety cars. We've just not had that. And the race is not going to go any better for us here because, well, Oscar's behind us, and we're probably going to have to queue in the stops. And we've actually ran over a Haas mechanic there. Obviously not in the game. Well, you know, the game doesn't allow that, but we kind of went through him there. So, you know, that was pretty interesting. So we've made our stop. Oscar's finally made his stop as well, and he slots in behind us there. So that's fine for him. But Stroll managed to get him. As we go to the end of the race here, we managed to keep a good gap to the cars behind. We were quite far ahead, and you know, we're just trying to get the car to the end of the Grand Prix and stuff like that. We've been nursing a few worn engine components as well, as you can see with the engine being yellow as well. So we're probably going to have to go on to our next components, whatever the components are that need changed. And as we come to the line here at the end of lap 26, Leclerc has won the Grand Prix, and we cross the line here for P15 at the end of this Azerbaijan race. So not really the greatest of weekends. The first weekend with Andretti Autosport. So we could have asked for a little bit better, but I'm sure we'll get a few more crazy races, and Canada's up next. I do like Canada. I'm looking forward to that, and I hope you guys are too. So hopefully we've got a few great races ahead of us, just not our race today pretty much. but I'm sure our time will come. So well done to Leclerc there. It's suddenly dry out of nowhere, so I don't know what that's all about. They're on inter tyres, but it's clear and sunny, so I didn't realise the weather could change that quickly. But big hats off as well to Alexander Albon in P8 there in the Williams. That's absolutely fantastic considering Williams is literally the slowest car on the grid. Well, we are the slowest, but Williams are very close with us, so that was good from Albon there. Verstappen finished in 10th as well. He probably could have done with a bit of a better race, and you know, he's not had a great championship so far in this career, where as you can see 91 points off Sainz. It's the two Ferraris that are dominating this championship so far, with Lewis Hamilton sneaking in there. We remain P13 in the championship, obviously because we didn't score any points. And Oscar still sits down there in P21. So 4 drivers yet to score. Guan Yu Zhou, Stroll, Piastri and Latifi yet, but I'm sure maybe they'll all score eventually. In the constructors, Alfa Romeo move up ahead of Alpine there by a few points. We remain 9th, and look at that, Williams have actually overtaken Aston Martin as well. So Aston Martin right at the bottom of the constructor standings, which is just not what you want to see, is it? Well, if you're an Aston Martin fan like myself or a Seb fan, it's just not great to see, and it's very painful indeed. But yeah, as you can see, we've got a few worn components, and you know, we're doing all our activities, just picking the ones that we think we need to work on. Right now it's the power team building and stuff like that, and it's mainly the worn components here that as we go to check is the ICE, the internal combustion engine, which is at 76%, so we're going to get that changed over for the next Grand Prix. All other components seem to be doing not too bad right now, but I did realise it is the turbocharger, the MG UK I believe, and the ICE, which is the big problem for wear durability on the car. So we need to start working on our durability quite a bit as well, but we're also saving our resource points to bring big upgrades for the next half of the season. As you can see, we're bringing a big power unit upgrade to the car, which will be here in time before the Belgian Grand Prix, which is quite far away yet. And as you can see, with the upgrades bringing to the car, we should be ahead of a few cars, but I'm sure the other teams will bring upgrades as well. So that's it from me here, guys. So hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new to never miss a career mode video. Got plenty of videos coming up. Recreations, I plan on doing classic recreations once the F1 summer break begins as well. I don't think there'll be as many uploads, so if you guys are wondering what's going on with the schedule and stuff, I am slowing the stuff down slightly just for a little break for a while, but I do plan on doing a lot more classic recreations, so that'll use up a lot of time as well, so hope you guys can understand that. But I'll try and get as much content as I possibly can for you guys, and just content you enjoy anyway. Obviously, big shout out to my graphic designer CBR Felix as well, who does my career mode thumbnail, so big shout out to him. Make sure to check him out on social media, Twitter, all the good socials pretty much. And yeah, so yeah guys, hope you've enjoyed this video. Take care now, and I'll see you in the next video.
And it's lights out and away we go. There's contact at the back.